Jy's ingeskakel op Katbok Radio.
What's happening, Aussies? Welcome to Katbok Radio. Danny DeWet is in the house. Danny, how's it going, matey?
In the first word in the metal Bible, that's how it's going. It's going.
Death metal,
Welcome to Katbok Studio.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored to be here.
Mate, I've been a fan of your music since I was a kid.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
For 2 weeks, because you're so young at heart.
I was a kid and I heard your early days stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then I was a teenager and then I realized
It's the same guy.
I can't believe it. And you're sitting here right with us, man. Thanks for coming, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look, I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Yeah,
so it was Void, and then Void was basically Depeche Mode with beads on. Okay, and that's being a bit unkind, but we were that's a short version. And then Petit Cheval was a new romantic band with lots of makeup. My first ex-wife was Afrikaans.
And that was way back when?
That was in 1985, Petit Cheval, 85, 86. And my first ex-wife was, she spoke like Minky van der Westhuizen. She used to go, dit was unreal geweest, dit het my uitgefreak. You know, she's Afrikaans English, you know. And she would say, ek het nooit gedink my man sal my mascara leer, you know. So that actually happened. And then I had a politically correct band, like my student varsity type
that's
band.
Electric Pixels.
That's the one, yes.
Yeah, mate,
and then
I
was for 13 years, I was the Wonder, and Martin Wade and Sido were the Boom.
But stop the bus. Wait a minute. Void was the first band that I came to know.
Yeah.
I don't know if
that was your
everybody
first
got
band,
that.
right?
Yes,
Been
that's
playing music since 19. When did you play?
I turned professional in 1979.
Drums?
I'm a drummer.
And when did you start playing drums?
Well, actually, I'm not a drummer. I'm a drama. Sometimes I play drums, but I'm actually a drama.
So drumming. I'm also a bit of a drummer. I love that.
Yeah.
So drumming since
79.
the beginning.
I was 2 years old.
Oh
And so you just released a book.
Yes, I did. Yes, and it's about South African music, and it's really funny parts. There's a few serious parts, but it's actually. I doubt anyone could write this book because I've owned a club called Wings Beat Bar in the 90s. I worked for David Gresham, where I signed Prime Circle.
Yes.
And then I also worked for the Paratones. Have you heard of them? I did publicity.
Of course, yeah.
Well, then I did my job for 6 years. Okay, I worked for them. I did all the PR for them, and then I've also worked for the Barnyard. I put on shows and tour managed some international acts. And then I was in 2 big bands in the 80s. So I've kind of done everything in the industry.
More.
You know? And it's about it's not like I researched and I'm writing about a band. It's how the Springbok New Girls interacted with me, or how Sugar Drive interacted with me. So, but I've had such a great ride and so many great interactions that it's as I say, it's not research. It's what really happened behind the scenes.
Mate, and you got a book this large.
Yeah, we can show everybody.
Have a look there, mate. Have a look at that.
I'll hold it up and we're gonna film it. So look how thick it is. It's
640 pages. Look at that. 40 years of South African music history. There it is. Drum kits galore. Lekker, bud. Matey. Let's play. Hey, guys, who's in the house? Let's just say how's it to a couple acts. Jackie Radman is there.
Are you Jackie?
Jaden Dean,
Camille.
Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie.
Stylish DJ.
Wow.
Jan Travels. Boss Boogie, mate. We're gonna check Tim Parr and Chris Combas early next month. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay, how's it done?
Yeah, Claire from the mountain is in, and the kids.
Are you Claire?
Soul Taxi, lekker.
Frikkezen. Hey, High Water Bridge for Port Elizabeth. What's
Small
going on,
music,
Aussie?
Nelspruit.
Nelspruit. We love Nelspruit. The Blue Moon. What a venue.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I spoke to Conrad today. Conrad Jamnik.
Yes. He rocks. He does the Strab Festival.
He's Strab, yeah. So Iron Crown is in the house as well. Yazzie, what's going on? Can I hear you shout there, bot? Because I know you guys got some speakers going on.
Iron Crown, we're going to be there tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. We're going to see you guys there tomorrow night. Let's play some music. This is Void 1988, 84, 85. When was Alice Park?
84,
when was it?
84.
I was in grade 1.
Yeah.
Have a blast.
We won't see you anymore. Thank you.
Well, that was a huge concert. I mean, 100,000 people.
So,
How many people were there, mate?
that year, they did it twice, okay? And I'm
Yeah.
going to explain the whole thing. But that year was 120,000. And then I played the next year with Petit Cheval.
Yeah.
And I went from the stage to the production office because I had a feeling this is probably the biggest gig I'm going to play, you know? And it was in my life. And it was 117,000 when I played the next. So that's huge, man. That's a huge amount of people.
Monstrous.
You know? It won't actually happen again now because of all the fire restrictions in the stadium. You know what I mean? At Ellis Park, they won't allow that many people. They you know what I mean? So anyway, but the interest. Sorry, I burped there. Sorry, folks. It was meant to be. So not.
We're drinking N Street brews, eh?
Yes, I'm just N Street. Big up to you. I'm just proving your lekker merchandise here tonight, and that's why we're slurring a bit. But okay, so quick thing about my sort of thing with Concert in the Park.
Yes.
I was in England when that happened. They used a session drummer, and Void nearly never played that because they were also going to England separate from me. Okay,
Oh, right.
I'd come back. I was in the band I was in a band called Void from school with Lucian and Eric. We went and we plied our trade, and eventually the name of the band became Void. I'm a chemist, and I went to finish my studies, and then they recorded that album with those songs. So I never played on that recording, but I came back for the big tour. And more about that later.
Stop.
Okay.
The E on Void.
Yes.
Is that from you because you're a chemist?
No, not at all. No, it's nothing to do with that guy. He wasn't even around then. He wasn't. But funny that you say that. I'll tell you why. Because in the book, I actually said before Void discovered E, when it was still Void. So I used the same analogy. So nice one on you, Bok. Nice one there. That was like very astute. Okay. So anyway, so I played the next year when I got back from England. I joined Petit Cheval. But Petit Cheval played both concerts. If Void only played the first one, then they went off to England.
Okay.
Petit Cheval played both of them. As did Elemental. Elemental also played.
Yes,
both.
Elemental with Tim Parr.
With Tim Parr and Heather Mack.
Yes, Heather Mack. That's right.
So anyway, so now I wasn't that's not me in that video. Although people, I wish it was, but it wasn't. I didn't play it. So, but Petit Cheval played the first one. But I came back from England, joined Petit Cheval. The record company took a photo and put the latest photo into the album that came out. So the album of that first concert in the park has got my picture on it, but I didn't play that one. I didn't play. So people come up to me at Bry's and they go, "You must have been on drugs. How can you not forget that you were playing?" Like, I didn't play that one. I played the next one. So it's quite confusing. It's quite confusing. But it was an amazing experience.
Oh, goodness me, mate.
And that South Africa came together. Just remember, that was under apartheid. And that was a mixed crowd. And it was for Operation Hunger.
85.
Operation Hunger.
Operation Hunger
What
was
was
run
that?
by a lady called Ina Perlman. And it was...
She makes mos lekker speserytjies vir die braai.
Nee, nie
No, it's in Guardian. Yeah. No, Ina.
That's in the farming.
Yeah. It's close. This is Ina Perlman, and she was a real like a do-gooder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she got all these. She got this all, and it was all for charity. So none of the bands got paid, but it was absolutely worth doing.
But what a big production. I mean, back then, 1985,
Monster.
that's a long time ago
Monster.
already. I mean,
Well, an interesting Petit Cheval story was, do you know Trevor Rabin?
Yes, of course.
Yes, and from Rabbit. Yeah. So now his brother is Derek Rabin, who is a big lawyer, music lawyer. And he's Jewish, and our singer in Petit Cheval was Jewish.
Okay.
So backstage, he walks in and he says, "Hi, Jonathan, how are you?" And Jonathan says, "I'm fine. I'm not going to ask you how you are because every time I ask you a question, it costs me too much money." So that's quite a lawyer Jewish type joke, you know. So that really happened backstage at Concert in the Park.
Oh, my
Well, what are we
goodness
going to
me.
play next? Have you got another track coming
Mate,
up?
what is your No Friends of Harry? What's your you guys?
My
also,
connection with No Friends with Harry.
Yes.
Became big friends with them when I had Wings Beat Bar. I actually got to jam with them when we had 2 drum kits on the stage and we played Long Way Home.
Yes.
And what I wrote about No Friends of Harry in the book is that they were the first big band to play at Wings Beat Bar in the 90s.
Wings
and
Beat
they
Bar, of
never
course.
left the bar for the 5 years that we were there. They drank that bar dry. So them and their friend Mark Vass from Metamorphosis, they never left that bar. So,
Goodness
and
me.
Rob, the lead singer of No Friends of Harry, he's a big deal in the advertising world, okay? So they fly him to Las Vegas to judge ads and stuff. So we can be very proud of Rob with them. He's a wonderful guy. Yeah.
So we got someone in the house here
Oh, Taryn Rotenbach. How you, Taryn? So happy that you're watching. And Taryn knows Robin and No Friends of Harry all very well. Yeah.
We have Vickers in the house. We have
Hello,
Alan.
Vickers.
We have Alanya. Small Town Music Blog is a massive music promotional in Nelspruit.
Okay, great.
It's so good work. Marley from Small Town Music. That's
okay, Small Town. My message to you is that size doesn't count.
Vickers is in. Yes, Vicky.
Wow,
awesome.
plenty
Suzanne
people.
is in. That's my cousin from the South
how's
Coast.
it, Cuzzy?
Lekker,
we got
man.
Mick Jagger. Hey, Mick, thanks for taking time off the Rolling Stones tour. We're so happy that you're watching.
And all of the rest.
Let's play some No Friends of Harry. Come on, what do you guys say? What that was a pleasure, mate.
That was No Friends of Harry.
No Friends of Harry, mate.
Yeah, so
What do you say, dude?
Yeah, I love them. And a quick goth joke.
Okay.
Goth 1 and Goth 2. So Goth 1 goes, I'm so gothic. Because you know goths are like, I haven't got a job, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So Goth 1, I'm so gothic. A little black rain cloud follows me all day. Goth 2, I am the little black rain cloud.
Oh man.
This
Give,
Mo.
show us your book again.
Oh gosh, Barry's in,
Guys,
Barry
this
and
has just been released in April.
yeah, look at that,
Am
look
I
at that,
right?
look at that, look at that, look at that.
In April.
Bring it closer to the thing.
The story about No Friends of Harry is about Dave, the bass player, got arrested in Pretoria wearing tights and with a Robert Smith hairstyle. So it's quite a funny story of how the car broke down and they got ran into a roadblock and blah blah blah. You know? So, yeah.
Goodness me.
I bet there's a lot of stories in here.
Have a look at this.
I mean, if you just look at it, and there's a lot of stories. But the South African music it's been a long time, and it's really grown into something unique. And
no one told the story through all the 30 years. Which
you really captured the whole story.
Well, I hope I did. I did my best.
Like a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it from your side, and 40 years of music in South Africa. In this.
Thank you, man.
We're
going to have a website up in about 2 weeks' time, and then people can order it from all over the world. But I've been really selling a lot from people just coming directly to me through Facebook.
It's fantastic.
Okay, on Facebook.
And obviously at gigs, we had these big launches.
Mate, we got a gig tomorrow night. Me and you know.
Yes, we're going to jam for the first time. That's going to be fun.
Out in Heinersburg.
Yeah, Iron Crown, eh?
Tomorrow evening.
Couple of songs we'll have a gig guide, yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll get to that. Yeah,
the 19th of August. We'll start there around 7
o'clock tomorrow night, yeah.
Tomorrow evening.
It's going to be so good, huh?
Definitely I think so many people want to know. And I think what
Marcus Scaife and Market Dry and there was a journalist. Sorry to
we can expect a lot more stories.
No, you will. Well, and songs that go with the story.
Music.
So there's a song that I've written called. There's a serious one called "We Are Family," which is nice. But my favorite ones are the ones like. I have a song called Hairy Armpits Will Never Change the World, okay? Against hippies. And then I've got a song called I Love You More Than a Serial Killer Loves Cereal. Because I'm sure serial killers eat cereal for breakfast, you know?
Yeah, they probably do. They probably do.
Okay.
But teacher Mo, I've been waiting for this track for a long time. Here it is.
Woo!
Wow, these guys were performing way back then, but this is brilliant performance. How did you enjoy that? Petit Cheval.
They were really special band.
Okay, so now we saw that. So the 4 or 5 members.
Okay.
Where are these acts now?
So the main singer, Jonathan, actually doesn't do music anymore.
Really?
He lives in Israel and he trains swimming people. And
Okay.
that, which is quite interesting because he's incredibly gifted.
Killer.
person. Okay. The keyboard player Sheldon, you
Yeah.
saw,
Yes.
he lives in Sea Point, still playing keyboards, and he runs a B&B in Sea Point in Cape Town.
See
Yeah.
point.
Lucky, lucky.
The guitarist Craig is in Los Angeles, and he's just like a crazy dude because he was dating a stripper. Now I didn't grow up like that, so after the first rehearsal, he was like, "Hey man, I need a lift. Does anybody want to watch Debbie strip?" I was like, "What?" You know?
Yeah.
But Craig has sent me. So I promised to send you a clip of Craig. He sent me well wishes, so I'll send him. You can put it on.
Okay,
in a
cool,
few
yeah,
times,
please.
okay?
Yeah, yeah, that'll be cool.
And then the bass player Johan Grissel
Yeah.
became one of the top sound engineers in South African music. He did
Still.
He did Mango Groove. He still does them, and Johnny Clegg and everything. Then he worked for 2 years for Chris de Burgh.
What?
And then he worked for 7 years for Steve Winwood. You know Steve Winwood?
Nah,
Yeah.
that doesn't ring it.
Steve Winwood played in Blind Faith with Eric Clapton and Ginger
Well,
Baker. Yeah, no, and he's got that "Give Me a Higher Love." He's had very big hits, Steve Winwood. Okay? He
Okay.
played in a band called Traffic in the 60s.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then Crystal ended up also doing work with Jeff Beck. So he's back in South Africa because he's got 2 beautiful daughters. But
Okay.
his career as a sound engineer, they call him the Ears.
Icy Baster.
He's my
Matey, I'm going to introduce you to a local South African beer. Have a
I
look
already
at that,
said
mate.
thank you because I had a sneaky sip. But I haven't had this one. I've had the chocolate one. So I'm going to try
There's
this
the
one.
ale. There's the ale. What do you reckon? In Street Breweries?
Ah, it's brilliant!
Thank you,
Check 'em
M
out, M
Street
Street, mate.
Breweries.
These
Support-
are
There we go. Yeah.
They're not listening tonight. They're VIP listeners, but they're at a launch tonight at Alles Beste in Zanin.
They can watch it on
They
YouTube.
they can watch it on. Did you see it on the way here?
Bastard.
And you saw there is an in street happening right now in Zanin. You can taste their beers there.
So
They've
they
got
just
3, right?
launched their chocolate dark stout.
Oh,
Chocolate
wow,
stout,
nice.
And
the
it's
ale and the
absolutely
lager.
perfect.
Oh, wow.
And they have a light. A light
Yeah.
lager.
Good luck to them. Good luck,
Cheers,
guys.
mate.
It tastes
Cheers,
very
mate.
good.
Cheers, Kat. Let's have some beers. Lekker, lekker. Lekker, man. Is een beetje daar. Lekker, lekker. Cheers, jullie luisteraars. Wie is daar? Kom eens kijken terug. Kom eens kijken terug. Druk aan knop, Frikkie. Lekker, lekker. We got 125 listeners. Welcome to this
Wow, that's
one.
amazing.
We do South African music and we appreciate South African. Danny Robson, fantastic musician, is in the house.
Oh, wow.
How are you,
Great,
mate?
great.
Anon 18E and Anon A35 is also there.
Oh, okay.
Stefan Troon van
Hallo,
Interim.
Stefan.
Well, this ook fixes Katbok radio computers. Sorry,
Okay.
wrong knop. There we go.
So we have to thank him.
Interim, yes, that's Stefan,
thanks to
mate.
you, mate. Very
Thanks
cool.
for
You
fixing
guys
us
are
up,
really
mate.
a complete
Yeah, that's
solution for
killer.
us
Okay, so
at
Daft
Katbok
Punk
Radio.
Rule, Daft Punk Rule, and any electronic bands. You are all individuals. We are all individuals.
Buddy, you know Radio Rats, eh?
Very well, very well. Jonathan Hanley is a personal friend of mine.
Really?
I've been a fan of them for years.
But he's, natuurlijk. It's
Yeah,
good for us.
there's lots about Jonathan in the book.
You're
I
from the-
respect him.
Yeah.
Yes, he was from Springs.
Yeah.
And we used to rehearse in Brackpad with Void before it became.
Yes.
And we did a gig at the Polo Club in Springs.
Yeah.
And we were playing like Thin Lizzy covers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they played their own songs. I'll never. It was a life-changing moment. Dave Davies got up and he went, "Last year I was introduced to you." And down. I was like, "That's what I want to do. I want to be a punk. I want to write my own songs."
There it is.
You, I'm almost something like how do you do? That's
Radio Rats, Law and Order, right there.
Love it, mate.
With
That was
you,
crazy.
Mate,
Danny.
that was amazing, man. It was spontaneous.
I promise you, I have to tell everybody that was spontaneous. I didn't know what song they were going to play, and I ended up singing this exact song.
This is
So-
the song.
Dave Davies came to the book launch. He came to the
Hey, it was
Emperor's
there.
Palace. Yes.
When was the book launch? It
In
was
April,
Yes.
6th of April, okay?
That's it.
And Lucian flew out, No Friends of Harry played, Napolitane played, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, one of them guys. But I have to
Amazing.
tell you something about the drummer that played on this track. His
Yeah.
name is Leonard Dixon.
Yeah.
And we knew him, and Leonard was really good. And he went off to play jazz. You know, he's one of those-
Oh, he was very
So he's
good.
based in Germany now. But we bumped into him when Void, before we became Void, Can we turn the backing track down a little bit? Or am I being presumptuous
I
here?
could change it.
Yeah, I think because I want to tell it up the
There
story.
we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So what happened was, so Leonard Dixon, as I say, was this great drummer. Void was, before it was called Void, it was called, the band was called Void.
Yes.
And we actually jumped out of a burning building, stories in the book. And anyway,
Jumping out
and
of
we
a
had this
burning
hit in
building.
Zimbabwe as well. We did a cover of My Sharona. And it's a whole story there because of the sanctions. So anyway, we bump into Leonard Dixon. And we've had, and he says to us, now he's been away, he's been overseas. And he says, hey guys, how's it? He says, I see that you had this hit in Bulawayo and in Zimbabwe and you jumped out of a burning building. And he tells us, well, so we're like, wow, have you, how, because in those days there was no internet. So he said, well, when I was in Germany, I got this whole parcel of weed smuggled in. And while I was cleaning the dope, there was an article about you. So I read like the whole thing about you while I was cleaning. That's a true story. How amazing is that? In Germany.
It was rolled in that.
rolled in our interview. Yeah. So that's the
That's
story of the
so
drummer.
real,
That is
because that is,
freaked
I
out,
mean,
mate.
that's extreme, but the way that the music scene had to get out way back then wasn't
smuggling drugs.
wasn't just like this. There's the ways and means that people had to get their real music from.
Exactly, God.
You know?
But that's divine intervention. That's all our angels looking after us, I think, you know. Especially our Jamaican angels.
Yes, like we're super blessed having you here, mate. Tonight. It's so
I'm
good,
loving
God,
this.
loving
And
it,
that moment was just like
Dude, it
absolutely
was
brilliant.
so good.
Wow.
And I want to welcome 133 listeners. You are watching Katbok Radio, and we
I
have
hope you're
Danny
enjoying it
DeWet,
as much
bro.
as I am. Thank you, Kat
Yes.
and Bok. You guys are
It's
amazing.
so on, matey.
Or Chris, you know. Bok or Chris? What do you prefer?
Ach, Bok of Chris, hè?
Chris Bok, Bok Chris.
Bok in die berg, Chris.
Bok in die berg, Chris. Ja, that's nice. Bok in die berg, Chris.
Thank you so much. Guys, P&A is sponsoring Katbok Radio, and we are really bringing a new ear to South African music all over the place. Thank you, P&A. Get out there. It's at the Lifestyle Centre in Zanin on the R71. If you need any art supplies, stationery, they are stocked to the max for your anything that you need.
Fantastic. Don't get cut.
Thanks, B&A. Guys, support SA Turns. I was a young ark in high school, and I checked a VHS. Well, I recorded it on VHS.
Yes.
It was op die SAIK of iets. And I checked a band come up because I was always following music.
Yes.
I was a piano. I studied piano, and I was always like into music, and you know.
Okay.
And this band comes up, electric pedals, and I'm like looking and Sita's in front. There's an act there, and you and the drums. But then and the camera came this way, straight, and you had two cowbells there going.
Yeah. Yeah,
And the camera was so like, and I rewind, and I thought to myself, I need to get and I got cowbells.
Fantastic. I'm glad I did that
And
for
I
you,
tried
you
to
know.
practice that, eh?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Well,
Now
yeah.
I know what you did. You did
Yeah,
a
of course.
rudiment.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah. So the thing was, Vonneboom actually was joined out of two bands, the Electric Pedals and the Eight-Legged Groove Machine.
Yes, the Eight-Legged Groove Machine.
But
Yes, I
when
remember
we
that.
joined the two bands together just before the Simple Minds tour. Okay.
Okay.
So and then for that tour, we were called the Electric Pedal Groove Machine, and that's what you saw on the TV.
There's
That was quite a
Casino.
real thing because the band was only called that
Yes,
for
it was
about 2
killer.
months.
True, yeah.
I really, yeah. Now, I'm not actually going to tell the story because it's really out there, but you can find it in the book. But the wildest stories are in the 3 Vonneboom chapters. Let's leave it
Okay,
at that.
let's leave it at that. And I
You
want to
have
encourage you guys
get the
tomorrow night.
book, eh?
The book's
This
there.
book is
You got
full
enough
of
books, man?
stories.
I've got some books, so yeah.
You got
if
enough?
not, I'll send them to you, but hopefully I'll sell all these out.
Yeah.
Tomorrow evening,
Tomorrow's gonna be
Iron
good, eh?
Crown, Heinetzberg, you can get the original copy
And I'll
right
sign it for
from
you,
Danny.
and I'll write
And-
whatever you want me to.
And listen to... Okay, well, how's that?
Well, I do. I had one lady who said I must write you the best shag I ever had. She said she wanted to send it to her ex-husband. But I didn't write it. I didn't. I just said, I lied again though. I said, the reason I wrote this book is for you. I said, go show that to your ex-husband.
Mate, Sister Love, Electric Pedals.
Okay, Sister Love is written for Jennifer Ferguson. Who
Okay.
ended up being a member of Parliament in the new South Africa.
Yes.
She has a song called Eye for Africa. And maybe you can play one next week.
Yeah,
Eye for
I know
Africa.
about it.
So I thought that in the oh, I've got a good story.
Goeie.
In the changing South Africa, I felt we needed an older sister to usher us through. Because on the one side you had the PAC going, one settler, one bullet, and on the other side you had the AWB going, on Sunny opgee.
Yeah.
So you had these extremes. So the lyrics to Sister Love, I'd say, is it starts with says, the story so far an unraveling tale. the bodies are strong. Anyway, it goes kamikaze rhetoric.
That's right.
Holds court on center stage.
Yes.
Because that's the rhetoric, left and the right, the POC. As the gentle wind blows far and wide and turns another pace.
Dude, I never knew it was about this.
Yeah. So anyway, and then in the chorus it says, we got a sister love, who was Jennifer Ferguson, okay? And she said to me...
She's talking to us now.
A sister love with an eye for Africa, and that's her song, Eye for Africa.
So
now when we
it.
joined those two bands together, I said, okay, we're going to play some of your songs, some of ours. So I explained this whole thing about sister love to the guys from Bonneburg.
Yeah.
I go, okay, now your song, Airvent, what's that about? What's the first word? They go, I was staring at your cleavage. So I was like, no, okay, go to the chorus. So they go, we're harassing, yeah. So Martin goes, our lyrics aren't very deep. So I said, well, why did you call the song Airvent? They go, it was Wade's turn to name a song. And Wade says, I just looked up in the practice room and I said, Airvent. This is still an Airvent.
He just looked at it.
So one of them aren't going to win the Nobel Prize for Literature like Bob Dylan did, you know? But here's the song, Sister Love.
By Electric Pedals. That's it, mate. Killer drumming. And who was the drummer there?
I love that.
Danny DeWet.
Beautiful.
But listen, you got a son, Luca Daniel Jupiter.
Yes.
That's right, sir. And he
They
also
wouldn't
plays
allow me to
drum.
put Jupiter because I always say it, but his mom was like, no
Jupiter.
No Jupiter.
Okay, so it's
actually,
Luca Daniel.
No, but I call him Luca Daniel Jupiter.
No, that's your move, yeah.
Because he's huge and size counts.
Yes, guys. Listen up to this one. I just want to check. Yeah, we got 141 guys checking this podcast. And
Guys,
it's
enjoying
fantastic.
a
I
little
hope you
bit
guys
of
are.
behind the scenes of what happened
I'm gonna gooi 'n vlammetjie.
throughout a couple
we
of
go.
decades of South African music. There's a lot of music that brought us to where we are now, and
Mate.
where we have people creating music and playing like beautiful music
Hey.
these days.
Mind blowing.
I mean,
Yeah.
even like, have you heard that song? I'm sure you have. From Naming James about Joburg. That's about all the jewels in Joburg. You know, Naming
No,
James.
mate.
Okay, I'll send you.
South African band.
Yeah, he's got a great song. Yeah.
Ek het my dankie.
And then the Kiffness. I mean,
Yeah,
how
we
clever
checked
is
him
he,
live. We checked him live
Did you?
3
Is
weeks
he-
ago.
is he good
Up to
live?
about. He's
Is he
good.
good
He's
live?
good.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
good. He's
He's
very
super
good.
clever.
Like a
Yeah,
DJ.
mate. He plays the trumpet like a beast. Eh?
Yeah.
You, Mabry.
Let me ask you if you know this about him. Do you know what high school he went to?
The same one you went to.
No, Michael House.
Where-
The only one, Michael House.
Hey, I had a friend. Yeah.
And that's where they filmed the movie Spud.
Yes.
So now I'm in England, and if Void have got a song on the Spud sound, but I didn't really pay much attention. I hadn't seen Spud.
Which track was there?
They had Shadows, okay?
It was
But
Shadows.
The teacher had 2 songs, but I didn't even realize it. So I'm at Lucian's house, and his son, Bastian, says, what's CBC? That's the school Lucian and I went to together. Was it the same as the school in Spud? So I said, I've never been to Michael House. I'd have to see the movie. He said, haven't you seen the movie? But you're South African, huh? And he said, my dad's got a song on the soundtrack. So he makes us go up to his room, and we're sitting there, and he's into like animals, like lizards and all that. He's
Ja,
into that.
spinnekoppe en goed.
Yeah. So we're sitting watching the movie, and then it opens up with Once in a Lifetime. Spud actually opens up. So Lucian says, oh, Caspian Danny's also got a song on the soundtrack. So then Shadows comes on, and then Around the World is another track that I don't know. So I said, it looks like the scoreboard's 2-1. So Lucian goes, shut up and pay attention. You might miss something in the movie. Because I love
That's
that competitive thing there between the bands. You know, yeah.
Let's talk about Luca, mate, your son. 4.5 years old. He recorded a track with you.
Yes.
It's just a demo backtrack.
It's just a demo backtrack at Gresham Studios.
Ah.
And what happened was, he so I want to Schoolboy, like I said, the radio
Asylum Kids.
Yes. Well, like the radio act made me want to go and do that, like actually seeing it live.
Uh-huh.
When I heard the actual Asylum Kids Schoolboy, we were playing in a cover band in Cape Town in a Holiday Inn, and we were writing our own songs. But I was like, we need to get out of this and do our own songs. Because Schoolboy made me want to go and be in an original band.
Yes, exactly.
And so I
Asylum
said,
Kids.
I didn't know why. I just said, I want my son to record the song before he goes to school. So he was 4.5 years old. We got him in the studio, and he didn't even know what the words meant. I had to teach it to him like you teach like this to sound. So yes, I think you're going to play Luca, and then you're going to play the actual song. Eh?
Well, it's no. I will, but when you talk.
Yes, okay. So yes, the famous song by Robbie Robb and the Silent Kids.
But it's now Luca, you're
It's a demo, it's a demo. It's actually even like a keyboard sample guitar, but it's cheesy. But at least his little voice is on there, yeah.
Give it a listen. Phenomenal, I love it. It's killer.
And here's the original Asylum Kids.
Yeah,
A life-changing record for me. I wanted to go make original music.
Is it, mate?
Robbie Robb, Steve Howes, my favorite South African drummer, Steve Howes and Dino on bass, but Steve Howes and Robbie, you rock.
Yes, I love Asylum Kids, man. We've played 2 Asylum Kids tracks on
you must play
the
more.
last.
We will.
Yeah. Ladies, we have a gig guide coming up, and there's a lot happening in South Africa. You will not believe this.
There's music festivals all over the place. 26th, 27th and 28th of August at the Blue Moon in Nelspruit. There's Woodcrock 19.
Come on. Hugo Veldsman, and he's on tour right as we speak.
Kenny Hughes will be there.
Come on,
for
Steve
Sun
Green.
South.
Cutting Jade is back on the radar, man. Cutting Jade is back.
Loads of bands. The Blackhead Bones, DeWet, Meenstorm.
Don't miss this one, mate.
DJs in Zebra.
But Cutty, check the 400 early bird is out. Now you got to pay $450 for 3 days. And hang on, it's not this weekend.
It's
it
on
is
the
next weekend. Now spread like an STS. And then we got Glitch Party, Glitch, Soul Dash, Dangerfields, and Retro Dizzy. They are playing same thing next weekend at the District. So Ferosa. That's going to be a cool gig, mate. Got to tell you, that is going to be a killer gig. I wish I was in Cape Town.
Installation, art and photography installation. You guys in Cape Town listening, don't miss the Glitch Party.
It's going to be
number
good.
6.
The
DJs after that.
Shameless Band, Acid Magus in Pretoria at the Savar Bar, the 20th of August. 5 o'clock, mate. $80 online. That's lekker. To see the act.
Live, you know. And so this was the bands are performing. Music is happening. Get out and support these guys that you've discovered here on Katbok Radio. Incredible to see them.
He has a big tour. Coming up. Shadow Club. Yeah.
The Bleeding Eyes tour to Cape Town at District.
No, wait, hang
with
on.
LE and Year of Dart.
It's now. They're playing now.
They are playing right now, and this is the kickoff of the Bleeding Eyes tour.
Yeah, Armchair Theatre tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yes, with Tallulah Gray.
Yeah, Wurra, Daisy Jones Band, Retro Dizzy, and Venus and the Snake. And then the next at Cafe Rude. That's going to be a cool one. Yeah, we are. Hugo Veldsman is cracking it already. He had 2 gigs already. Stellenbosch, Kalkbaai, St. James. Snow, we're on Stellenbosch. Sold out at the Kroll in Richmond. Dulstroom is coming to the side. Kipse Park.
Hugo Veldsman het 'n lekker toer van die 11de Augustus tot die 30ste Augustus. So julle moet kyk tussen Kalkbaai tot Dulstroom en dan in die Kempte Park, Philippolis en die Knersvlakte.
Waar is Philippolis?
Dat julle moet regtig te gaan definitief hierdie
Knersvlakte. Where is this place?
Names are brilliant, eh?
I'm loving it, man. Check out. Hugo Veldsman is playing at Philippolis.
Where is Kempton Park is the real question.
Jacket in the Wind. Have a look at this, and they have a lot of merchandise, killer artwork, killer fantastic art, and they're playing at the Jar Bar as we speak.
Tomorrow night at Sonnage.
Tomorrow night in Joburg, Sonnage.
Sonnage is a lovely venue.
Did we say Sonnage?
Sonnage, I think.
Sonnage.
And then Railway, so Sonnage, it's happening. Jackal in the Wind.
A lot of people don't know how to say this word. Sonnage or Sonnage. We're going to have to speak to the owner.
I was there for the Wonderboom gig. They did a Wonderboom and Friends thing.
Fantastic.
So it was a great venue. I loved it.
Sonnage. And then railways, man. We're gonna go and visit
Railway
them.
cafes.
Yeah, that's a mooi plekke. Along with this Jackal in the Wind with friends.
Painted flowers.
Yeah, painted flowers.
Bad Peter.
It's wonderlik. Zebra is a killer band. Hiding Bigfoot. Zaansonnike.
What a good name, Hiding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then there's a massive thing happening in Hogsback,
the
the
blues,
Mountain
yes.
Blues. There's Albert Frost, as you can see on the screen. There's Bachusnell, Dan Patlansky, G. Willie Wilson,
You know
Heidi
who the
Creel.
gem there, the hidden gem is? Rob Thompson. He can play Hendrix like I've never seen anyone play Hendrix. Yeah.
This is
Really?
happening
Rob Thompson.
Rob
the
Thompson,
9th.
local PE guitarist.
Oh
really
my goodness, I
brilliant.
see that. Robin Old, Shotgun Tory, Blackhead Bands, Tidal Waves, Valiant SWAT, Mystery, Naming Jams, After
There you
Wings
go,
of
Naming
Evil.
James.
Yeah,
We were just talking about that.
yeah, we
Naming
did.
James. Yeah,
They're going to
yeah.
play at this fest.
Yes.
And in
9th to
Hogsback.
11th
Laurie
of
Levine is going to be there too.
September, guys.
It's going to be cool, matey. And that's, yeah. The second weekend or the third weekend in September. Get yourself and Hogsback. And then tomorrow night, you don't want to miss myself and Danny.
Iron Crown.
The Iron Crown,
Zanine
mate.
Polakwani, Heinetzberg.
Come.
Coming out to Iron Crown
Yeah.
and listen
It's
up to some
Chris
storytelling.
Maka and then DeWet.
Oh my goodness, man. Look at this now. We gotta check this out. There's a massive fest in Pretoria we're gonna attend.
Oh, yes,
Are we gonna
Boss
film? We're gonna film.
Oh wow. That'll be
We're gonna
nice.
interview Chris Kobas Timpa.
Oh wow.
We're
And,
looking forward to really
the first to
seeing
the fourth.
Lekker Bos
Yeah.
Boogie
Look at the
this
lineup.
year.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah.
Friday night is gonna rock with
Mabry.
some Kuskombays and
Oh, let's just show.
They play
Bachusnell
everything
en
else.
I'm looking forward to
Brose.
4th Sun South. It's gonna be so good. Timpa's there.
Saterdag heel dag. Hele dag
That's
jy kan
gonna
'n
be
day
crazy.
ticket
Wow.
kry vir
Jan
die
Blom,
hele dag.
hey, wow,
Ja.
what a rocker.
Vir
hey,
Saterdag.
Ja.
En dan is Sondag is die Sunday Blue Sunday
1, 2, 3, 4 September in Pretoria. Rodeplaat.
Rodeplaat Dam
Yeah.
in Pretoria.
Hey, but hang on.
Kry
Chris
julle
Kobas sent us
kaartjies?
a plug, or didn't send us a plug, it sent Boss Boogie a plug, and we're gonna play it.
Yeah.
Bos Boogie vind plaas van 1 tot 4 September by Pretoria, Rodeplaat in die bos. Kyk, Koos kom by streek op die Vrydag aan om 5 minute oor 7 by die Bos Boogie. Daar's ook ander kunstenaars. Jan Blom, Reino Velvet, baie ouens wat beter is as ek. Okay, naweek kampkaartjies en dagkaartjies is ook beskikbaar. Sien julle daar.
Kaapvoet oor die Drakensberg, Kaapvoet in ons lief en leed, Kaapvoet oor die Drakensberg.
As daai julle al die
Okay,
feite
mate,
van
okay,
Okay,
Bos
so
Boogie.
yeah, there's a great Chris Kobas story in the book about him coming. I'll just tell it because it's quite quick. So his cousin is Christopher Mark, who was involved in all these movies, like what was that one, Canary and all
Canary.
and
Yeah,
Johnny
that's a
and
new one.
Whitney, you know,
Yeah,
those
of course,
famous,
yeah.
those great movies.
Yeah.
So Chris is like a shaker and mover, okay? And there's stories about Chris, so I'm not going to tell those ones. But he came, and he's all professional, and Chris is just good, you know? So he comes there to Wings, and he goes, where can I go and buy strings? And he goes down to Tom's in Braamfontein, and he comes back with strings. Then he gets so gerookt, he breaks the string in his set, but he's hidden the string somewhere on the stage, behind one of the podiums, and he can't find it. So so he can't find it, and so he looks and so I go and close the curtains because the audience are laughing because he's
I know, he's
he's
seen it
stoned
when-
and he's looking for his string.
Were you there?
It was my club. So I was there, yeah. So I closed the curtains and I ran back into the crowd and I said, guys, is anyone here got a guitar? Because
I know what he said.
Yeah. So he says, so meantime,
It's on
Chris
the
goes up to help
forefront.
him. Yeah. So he ends up. No, it's not that story. I'm not going to say.
Okay.
So so he can't find the string. So I go. So a guy called Mark Pino, who played for a band called Acoustic Kitchen, he lived around the corner. So he said, I'll run home. So he brings the guitar for Chris. So Chris picks it up, and I get on stage. I go, yeah, I've got a guitar for you. So he says, and Chris is going, how can you lose your strings? You know, his cousin is organized.
Yeah.
So Chris says, but I bought strings. I was professional. He goes, buying the strings is professional. Getting so stoned you can't find where you put them is so Quest!
And putting the strings on the guitar and tuning the guitar. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
But the crowd
This
still
is
loved
awesome,
him.
man. His
The
music,
crowd
I've been
still loved him,
mate,
and he just-
I was in a cadets, in a cadet band, trumpets, and we go to camps, and there was a tape, like, band,
Yes.
in 91.
Fair from the Oklahoma.
Harry.
Yeah.
That's the
I
one?
had that
That's
cassette.
the
I
one?
still got that cassette.
That's
Yeah.
the one, mate.
I love it.
Well, I had to give the record back to the friend that gave it to me
Yeah,
because he gave me all the Chris's records.
Yeah,
He immigrated to Australia,
Yeah.
and I had to give the Fair van die Ou Kalahari back because that is the gem.
It's the one. It's
Yeah,
the one.
oh my brie. And then there's Niemandsland.
Yes, a beautiful album. That is a masterpiece.
my brie.
That is a masterpiece.
Beast, that is
It is a
that.
masterpiece.
Come on, okay, Tim Paul we just mentioned.
Okay, so I want to
What's
tell you a
your move
great
with
story
Tim Paul?
about Tim Paul, and he hates it when I tell the story, okay? Okay, so Lucian and I were friends, and my sister is sitting here off camera. She will bail me out on this one. So Lucian and I used to go and watch. You must play some backstop. Have you ever played any backstop songs?
Yeah, we did, of course.
Okay, Bojangles.
Yeah.
So Lucian and I used to go and watch Tim. Tim was our rock star before us. We were still like kiddies.
Backstop.
He was a bit older than us. You see.
Yeah.
So I invited him to the launch because he's a good friend of mine for many, many years. And I do this big build-up on stage. And we played, the song we're going to play tomorrow, 100 Soldiers by the Black Cape Bones.
I saw that, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so we play an acoustic version of that. And we finish it on stage. And it's called 100 Soldiers. Although they sing 100 fine soldiers, but it's 100 soldiers. So I finish, I say to the crowd, yes, that was 100 Soldiers by the Black Cape Bones. And then I give Tim this big build-up. He played for Elemental. He played for the backstop. He played in the Zaptap. Tim Paul! Nothing. He doesn't come on stage.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said, let me try it
Where's
again.
Tim?
He played for Element. I'll do the whole thing again. Tim Bob. It is no one. But he's outside, obviously having a cigarette, okay? So he comes on stage and he goes, sorry I'm late, bro, but I thought you said you're going to play 100 Soldiers. So yes, I'm Tim Paul. I loved him.
If you don't change our minds, you wanna hear. Or do you?
We're having a blast here, man. It's fantastic having Danny DeWet here, and we're freaking out. I mean, listening now to Tim Paul and he's telling us the stories backstage. I mean, behind camera, I so wish he actually told us like earlier second. I'm
Tim
sorry
is a
about-
legend, man. Tim is
My
he's a
man.
real deal. He's a fantastic
guys.
guitar player.
And I can't
he's
wait to
a
meet
fantastic
him, man.
person.
Can't
Tim
meet-
is a fantastic person. So
Can't wait to meet him, man.
He's one of a kind, man. I know people say to me, I've never met anyone like you, and I don't know if it's an insult or a compliment, but I say with the warmth in my heart, I loved him, and I've never met anyone like you.
Thank
It's a
you. That's so
compliment.
cool. Thank you. Yes.
Let's have a look there. We have
We're having a lucky journey
network
through
is down.
South African
Oh, shit.
ages of.
Dave Owens, mate. What's going on, matey? I hope you're there. Are you still there, mate? Welcome, Dave Owens.
What is there? Dave Owens. Oh, wait, can we show a picture of that? Get your camera. We'll show where Dave's in the book.
Okay, let's get my camera right.
Get the book out. You guys are
Mighty.
tomorrow night at Iron Crown. Come and hear some more stories behind the scenes.
We're going to film. Yeah, here's 2 pictures of Dave Owens in my book. Can you see there? There he is, Dave. Dave right in the middle.
Right
check
there.
that.
Okay, and I'm
Yes,
next to him. I'm next to him.
There we
and
are.
here's Dave in his half black, half white suit.
Lekker.
Quite cool. David, I've done a lot of work with Dave, and I love him dearly. And while we're on the book, are we going to go into Vonnegut next, eh?
We're going to Vonnegut,
So I
yeah.
want
yeah,
to tell
yeah.
you a story now about Sito and Rodriguez and us. So can you film another thing? I
Say,
wanna-
how's
for sure.
Dave? Like a.
He's there. He's in,
Yeah,
mate.
he's
He's
there.
in.
He's
David,
there.
yeah. Okay, so here's a picture of Rodriguez and myself.
Aha.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story now of this, okay? So, normally, when I meet famous people, I have met a lot because I'm a kind of medium fish in a small pond, yeah? But I also traveled overseas a lot with David Gresham and into music conferences, mate. So, and I've met some really big names. I've met the whole of U2, I've met Eric Clapton.
There
and
we
I've-
go,
and I've
there.
there we go. So you can see all that on the screen, guys. So the Rodriguez story. I always say when Rodriguez opened for Vonnegut, and what it was at a Woodstock festival, and Rodriguez played at 6 and we played at 9. So in my mind, he opened for us because he played before us, you know. So yeah.
It's been a weapon.
So okay. So I'm sitting there, and we're looking for a lighter, folks. Martin always used to say, when someone says, "I am am the lights. When people ask, have you got a light? I am the lights, you know. But anyway,
Martin is who's that? It's Sito.
No, Martin, the guitarist.
Oh, the guitar player.
No,
But there's two Martins.
There's two Martins.
There's Rakia.
Sito's name is actually Martin also.
There's Rakia.
But it comes. But if you say little Martin in Spanish, it's Martino Sito.
Sito.
So it
Okay,
means little
Sito.
like dying key.
How did
the
he
key
get
on
his?
the end.
How did he get Sito as a
When he
nickname?
took the Martino Situ, he took the Situ. So like donkey means little Danny, donkey.
I love it.
So he took the end of that off. So that, and then he kept Sito.
Is that
as
where
in
it comes
Bono,
from?
as in Sting, like one name.
Yeah,
Sito.
yeah.
So there
I
you go.
love
That's
it.
another new thing. So here we are. So normally when I meet famous people, I always think the 10-second embarrassment is worth the lifetime of the photo. So I'm not like, yeah. So I met Evander Holyfield. You can actually, so he's somewhere in there. I know he's not in that photo. But anyway, I met Evander Holyfield, and he's the guy that Mike Tyson bit his ear, you know. But I was so drunk that I went up and I said, "Hi, Lennox. I'm a big fan." Now, Lennox Lewis is another boxer. So thank God he was a boxer, because the next morning he went, "Who called me Lennox?" Anyway, so normally I'm an asshole. I'm like, "Hey, yeah," and I get a picture, okay? But Rodriguez came and sat next to me. This is a true story, and it's a really good one. So Rodriguez comes and sits right next to me in the change room. Yeah. So for once, I wasn't an asshole. I just said, humbly, I said, I want to thank you for everything you've done for South Africa. I know you've heard this 100,000.
Yeah.
It really meant a lot, you know? So anyway, Sito comes up to me and he says, to Rodriguez, and he goes, in Spanish, he's telling Rodriguez how much he means. So Rodriguez politely goes, yeah, he nods, and then Sito finishes it. He goes, "That's great, man, but I don't speak Spanish."
Yeah, but that's what's Americano.
So I was like, how can Rodriguez not speak Spanish? So Sito starts in English. He goes, what I was saying was, you're the reason I picked up a gun. And he goes, and then people start pulling Rodriguez away, and he says, "That's great, man." Sito never got to tell Rodriguez his story. He thought he's going to get the inside track by speaking Spanish. But Rodriguez don't speak Spanish. Here's some Bonneworm for you guys. Hey, I think that's where we're going to go to.
Oh yeah. Skip back.
From Rodriguez to Wonderboom, and they've been playing together. Like,
We did on the same
this is
book. It's amazing.
You're recording? Yeah. Whoa. Well, let me just check. Let me just quickly. 160 guys. What a pleasure, Dave. You check that out, mate.
Hey, David, how's it, Dave? I love you. We're going to be doing some gigs in Cape Town soon. We're actually doing a book launch with Dave in Cape Town.
Oh,
in October.
wow.
So
No,
Dave's
next
got
month.
a great
Look out
show,
for that,
an
guys.
alternative 80s show.
I
that he's
know
doing.
about his band. I know
Yes,
about it. That's so good. Let's gooi a bit of Wonderboom.
I was the Wonder, the other three were the Boer.
Baby, lay, don't fade away. Oh, this could be your day today. If you could see the world with my eyes. Come to. If you could see the world.
That's Wonderboom rocking for 25 years, guys.
Come on.
Incredible.
No, that track, the 25 years old, Wonderboom 25 is the greatest hits. 25 years of the band.
Amazing.
I was in the band for 13 years. That track was the opening track of the last album. I was in the band for 13 years.
Were you in Wonderboom in 1998?
Yes.
Bro, you know what happened? This is a true story.
Yeah.
I was in a band called John's Reno
Yes.
at Tix Ewell.
Yes.
In 1998, Squeal was on.
Yes.
A rapper was earlier.
Rapper, yes.
You guys were kind of mainlining.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
Headlining. We were mainlining too. I think we're headlining as well.
But listen. There's times at the pub, at the bar. There's a band there. That when they break up for the next band at main stage, our band played after Rapper Ho, or after I think Squeal or someone, and then our band played a couple of songs, and they were so quick with the freaking and the next up was Wonderboom, you, and I was at the top at the bar playing with my band.
Yeah. It's amazing. So we did the same gig. Well, there we go.
1998,
That's amazing. That was amazing.
That's good, man. But
2009, and I played my last gig with Wonderboom, and it was amicable split.
Yeah.
It's all in the book, the details.
Yeah.
I'm still very friendly with Wonderboom. We brotherhood. We spent 13 years on the road. Nothing changed. There was nothing ugly. We love
Amazing.
each
I
other.
love it.
just needed to do other stuff with my son. And I was just so. What happened was, I'm a drama and a prankster and a man. And when we joined the band, in the beginning, they were three stoners that loved it. But then they matured over 13 years. And I got worse. I became more childish. And instead I wanted to do more serious music.
Okay, but then
And then we split ways. And
Okay.
then Garth McLeod came in my place.
yes, Sugar
So
Drive
Garth
drummer.
from Sugar Drive.
He played. Okay, then he played.
the next two albums, okay?
For what
And
about?
then he passed away tragically.
But
And-
before that he had Sugar Drive.
Yes, but Sugar Drive had ended by the time he joined.
Yeah, but killer records. Sugar Drive. By the way,
They were, and as you see
Hello.
my book, their albums were good, but live South African audiences, they were too sophisticated.
my bro,
So
we
people
saw
would
them
walk
so
away.
many
We
times.
saw
Me and
them in
Katrina saw
Cape
them about
Town
7
and
times.
we were in the front.
I know.
best.
They were brilliant. But
Loved
the
it.
problem was the crowd loved
Mercury Rev, Mercury.
Mercury Card and us and
Oh,
the new girls,
right.
because the South African, they were too
We love
sophisticated.
Girls.
The
We
Sugar Drive were more
sophisticated
like
guys. We are sophisticated.
no, they were. No, Sugar Drive were like the Verve and those
Oh,
kind
they
of
were
bands.
cute,
You
eh?
know what I mean? They were Radiohead. That kind of thing, you know? Yeah. So there's amazing stories about Sugar Drive in the book because
Oh, really?
we were big buddies for West Band band.
Okay.
So you must know Martin Sido and thing, they the West Band.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but I also want to tell you quite a nice thing. When we were going around the country, we renamed all the towns. So we called Port Elizabeth, Snort Elizabeth. We called C.C Joint. We called Polokwane, Zolakwani.
Really?
And we called Craddock, Crackdock. And we called Bethlehem, Methlehem. And
Oh,
we
no.
called Grafrenet, Schnafrenet. And we called Daggafontein. There you go. Ja,
Matty, okay, but then
Suid-Afrika raak nog heeltyd hier soos want al hierdie musikante moet op die pad val. Een of ander tyd in
Ja,
hulle
en-
carrière
ja.
moet hulle op die pad val en al hierdie dorpe raakloop. Dit gebeur.
It's fantastic.
It has
the
to
scary
happen.
thing is that I'm not even going to say. There's lots of lovely things and scary. Oh, well, here's a very quick story. So, there's those ghost stories about Uitenhage, okay?
Yeah, Uitenhage.
So this was on the way to Grahamstown, but actually not near Uitenhage. but we were driving once, and two other guys were so heroic, they were in the back and they'd passed out. Martin was driving, and we used to take things to driving. So apart from we had a
Jungle
song.
Juice.
We had a
Tight,
song we used to go, keep smiling, keep grinding. That's what things are for.
God, we had a song like that on the way to Mozambique. Do you want to know? What was that?
Yeah. So you
We had the
understand.
same
You get it.
song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Martin's like all grinding because he's on thins and that, and I'm sitting next to him, and I'm not a skater. I'm someone across the ground. I'll have it.
Yeah.
But it's not, I'm not an angel, but it's not something I do every day. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't judge anyone. All my heroes are skaters. Bob Marley, Bob Dylan, etc.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
Skaters.
No, all my heroes are skaters. So I can't
All the
even judge
Bobs.
that, okay. I just don't. I've never smoked cigarettes, and I don't do that. But anyway, so here I am.
Living through all of this.
Yeah, but it was wonderful because it was
Not
like this
having a
dynamic,
smoke,
you know?
not like, you
But
know.
I'm watching, so there's two workers passed out in the back, and I've got Martin who's geruk, but he's also grinding to stay awake with the slimming tablet. And this guy,
We'll play that now.
yeah, and this guy comes around, right, this guy on a white horse with long hair just rides towards us, and he goes past us, and I got
The
goosebumps.
spook stories.
No, I was like out of the middle of nowhere. It's like 9 o'clock at night. We're on our way to
You-
Grahamstown. We're not playing that night. We're
You
going to play the
checked
next
it.
night. So I looked at this and I was like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
So Martin looks at me, but he's sweating, and he goes,
Wat was
did you
dit?
see that?
Heb jij het gezien?
I can remember it. I had goosebumps. But when he looked at me, so what I wrote in the book was, instead of saying, yes, I regret to this day, I should have gone, what? So that's how I spoke story of the Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
You got
So talk about Bob Marley. Can I
have to
tell
read
a
this
joke? Do you ever have jokes on your radio station?
Of course. Bob
So
Marley,
maybe you've
go.
heard this one. It's a 2-part joke about Bob Marley and his band, the Wailers. So how did Bob Marley used to like his donuts? Jamming. And the
jamming.
Wailers, how did the Wailers like their donuts? I hope they like the jamming too. You heard it first on Katbok Radio.
Jams.
Mate, you gotta know about this. You gotta know about Lataba Fresh.
Well,
mate.
if you want fresh jam, this is the place to
Jamming.
be.
Really?
God, you're on
This is a Zanin local.
Because Zanin is just a basket
Everything's
of fruit and
'Cause Zanin
fresh
means
grown stuff.
Zanin.
And
Fruit basket.
get connected, sell your harvest, get together, and if you have your harvest ready, let us know right away on Lataba Fresh Food Sharing
Find
Network.
us
We
on
are
Facebook.
on Facebook. We also have WhatsApp going.
That is
and
amazing. And I must say, it's so
Instagram.
wonderful to be here. And I took the scenic route up from Joburg. So I came through
Dorset.
Bella. I came Bella,
other way.
Nailstrom.
the alternative.
And then I
Mighty.
saw the ultimate name for a biltong place in
What's it say?
Nailstrom. It said Black Fundy Vleesvreters.
I have a song, mate. I've got an Afrikaans death metal project that I did, yeah. Me and Kat.
Go
We
all
call
the way
ourselves
back.
Cadaver.
Ooh, yeah, cadaver.
That's our band's name. Bree. I've got to
21
see-
years ago.
21 years ago.
And the track was called The
Vlees
Vleesvreters.
Eater.
Oh,
Yes.
Vlees Eater. It's about a lion that eats meat.
Oh, wow. So, yes.
It's like a nightmare song. Like,
yeah.
And then I redid it about 10 years ago.
So that gives a new meaning to
Lekker.
death metal. And is it an
Yeah,
Afrikaans?
Afrikaans death metal. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Freaked out, eh? But check this, there's another thing I want to show you, Danny.
Yes.
Around the corner up in Heinsberg is a place called Wegrakbos. It's an organic farm.
Oh, wow.
They have muchli cheese. Are you going to taste some now, Brie?
Okay, all right. I can't wait.
You're going to taste some now.
Can't wait.
You can braai it.
Oh, wow.
You can put it in salads. It's
Oh,
fantastically
that-
creamy.
And you
Wegrakbos.
go over to Wegrakbos
Yeah. They got
Organic Farm
too
and visit
much.
their farm and order a cheese platter and visit their
Cheerio farm. Cherry
beautiful
gardens.
vegetable
Yes, yes.
garden.
That is amazing.
Oh,
The
wow.
Swedish way of making cheese is
Yeah.
that they've been doing it for
And they make it
25
while they're naked,
years.
don't they
No,
do that?
no.
Or in those countries, they
Absolutely, I think they are free.
Let's
there.
hope they meet you tomorrow night.
Okay, I hope
Because
they
they're literally around the corner. Wegrakbos
fantastic.
Muscat.
All right.
Yeah.
Backrock Bush ones, we look forward to you.
Okay, what is your relationship with Tribe After Tribe? I'm a big fan since 1984-56.
Okay.
Tribe After Tribe just freaked me out. I know
yeah.
this is a cover by Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, John.
Yeah.
So I must just say up front, which I will say again tomorrow night to the people who aren't listening to the radio. If you're listening, you'll hear it twice. I'm such a big Bob Dylan fan that I had a nose job to have my nose made bigger.
Yeah, yuck.
Love it.
No,
Really?
I ain't joking, man. I had my nose job to make my nose bigger. You know?
An acquaintance. Yeah, you joke, man. An
I'd
acquaintance.
love a bit of Bob Dylan from time to time. I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah. No, I've got a book on Dylanologists, and I'll. So anyway,
Come
so they
back.
did a cover of this Tribe After Tribe. I want to tell you, and it's a nice
Yeah.
way to actually just kind of wrap
Yeah.
this all up. Once in the Petit Cheval chapter, I talk about playing. I've often played 2 gigs a day. I'm sure you have.
Yes.
Occasionally, I've played 3. You know, which is quite a lot.
Not me.
It's a lot.
In Petit Cheval, I played 4 gigs on a day. Okay?
Yes.
And it's crazy because we actually, and it's all detailed there. So we played in Vereniging early in the morning and at a festival to kick it off. And then we played at Tix University in the afternoon, okay? And then we played at a gig at the Wits Great Hall, which is to raise funds for the Soviet Jewry to get them out of the USSR. There was a political
USSR, yeah.
gig, which I singer was, so we did that. And then we played at Sun City at 10 o'clock at night. Now we sound checked before, and it was an ultimate gig. I was like, this is why I wanted to play drums. We walked out and we played to a whole Super Bowl full of cheerleaders. It was the South African indoor cheerleader girls high school championship.
Oh my goodness.
That's the reason to learn drums. Okay, but the story I want to tell you about Tribe After Tribe at the second gig in the afternoon at Tix, they were playing and they were all tripping on LSD. Okay, and they were nowhere. They
mum.
started going all over playing. They weren't on the same song, and I remember Rob going. So Fuzzy gets the bassist and starts playing a bit of like the wrong thing, but he's playing like a funky thing. So Robbie's like
Improv.
He's going, Fuzzy Marcus, the most African bass player in the world. You know? And anyway, suddenly, the drugs just start happening, and they get so in sync that they are playing so powerfully because now they play with a great band, but now with this added drug enhanced, and they ended up. And Robbie threw his guitar up into the air behind him.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
crash, he recorded. Goodbye. And he walked the stage, and I went to him and I was like, Robbie, we're not worthy. I was like, Robbie, and he, you know what he said back to me? Because, yes, tribe after tribe.
As I went out one morning to breathe the air around Tom Paine.
What do you say, mate?
What a track.
As I went out one morning,
love it,
tribe after tribe.
Originally off an album called John Wesley Harding by Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah. And on that same album, there's a song called The Ballad of Frankie Lee and Judas Priest. And Judas Priest took their name off.
From that?
Yes. the
Wow.
same album.
Verrachtig.
So there you go.
Talking about Bob
I'm a walking
Dylan.
encyclopedia of useless rock and roll information, especially Bob Dylan. Like
Bob Dylan info, yeah.
Matty, guys, do you want the guy with the most Bob Dylan tapes in the world inherited from someone, given to someone that immigrated to US?
Okay, let me take a wild guess. I'm not going to mention your names, but follow my eye.
You're right, man. You're right. I got a box.
That's
I got
amazing.
boxes full of Bob Dylan tapes, originals, all of it.
Original
The
Bob
80s
Dylan
and Bob Dylan
cassettes.
collection. I have it in my possession.
Wow.
Original cassettes,
Wow.
bud.
Wow.
In
Absolutely stunning
hang
collection.
on. With recorded. So those tapes were only played once. So you got to do CD tape.
yeah.
So it was played and recorded.
Yeah.
Turn around, record, put it away. So he
That's
listened.
what you got.
I've got those
Those ones,
and
his
these ones,
backup, his
and these
backup,
ones.
yeah.
I've got the originals that he
Wow,
listened
that's
from,
amazing.
and I've got the originals that only went once. Back.
So I don't know if you've ever heard this news report on your or had it on your station where it goes, "Good evening, here's the news. Singer Bob Dylan said he doesn't like modern music because the people mumble and you can't hear any of the words. Elsewhere in the country, pot set to kettle."
What a freak out. Guys, we had Danny DeWet and his sister Nita. They saw you.
They saw you. We
So
sneaked the
cool.
thing in there.
Dude, guys, we see you tomorrow night. And we
I want to give a shout out to Tracy Bruff because it's her birthday today. She's a wonderful.
birthday,
Hello, Tracy
Tracy.
Bruff. Happy birthday
yes.
to you. Tracy actually made this lunatic do a Deepak Chopra meditation course. Now, no one's ever been able to tie me down to do that. She saves animals, she saves lizards, she saves birds. She's an angel working on earth. She's a super person. And it's her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Tracy Brown.
And I want to give a shout out to Howard Blight. Howard Blight.
Howard
Howard,
Blythe.
man.
For Howard, I wouldn't have made
Yes.
Chris and Cut.
Thanks,
So Howard
Howard.
Blythe. Howard,
Yeah.
I love Howard. And can I give something away? Howard said to me, "Bob Dylan, I love him. Red wine." I said, "No, Howard, that is Neil Diamond." Yes, hopefully Howard pulls through tomorrow.
I hope so.
I love Howard, man. He's got such a
That's a
creative
lucky
energy,
day.
and he's hoping to
Fantastic
put
guy.
on some other. I'm sure he has put lots of gigs on, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there was
yeah,
one
yeah.
he was going to do with Penny, so maybe that'll actually happen.
And with the hair on the top.
Yeah, Penny.
Yeah. Brew. I recorded quite a CD, Matty. Like,
Oh, you did
look
it?
at that painting there. Look at that painting.
Yeah. But he was called Penny when he started.
Just show you the painting.
Yeah.
That one there.
Oh, cool.
That's one of
La
the
Sitcha.
Lesecha.
Nice.
Yeah, and I sing Suti Kwaita and like, because I can speak a little bit Suti, not much. Yeah,
But you
little
know
bit.
what happened with why all the Kwaito music actually only has keyboards? Because when Mapanga music has a guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when Paul Simon came and did Graceland, he borrowed the Mapanga guitar and he never gave it back. So the next generation only had keyboards to do Kwaito.
Oh my goodness.
So I want to just tell you, I've been making music in South Africa so far back. It was when Valiant Swat was still called Valiant Wit.
Yeah, but South African music has been going for a long time and developing.
Lekker lach, Anita.
And-
I'm gonna get you on the camera there, man.
Sorry, Katbok.
Thank you guys.
thank you
SA
guys.
Music has been a journey for Katbok Radio, and this is what we're following. This is what we are seeing
Your
my baby.
first
My baby,
hand
yeah.
I'm feeling your
happening.
passion and keep it up because it's wonderful what you're doing, and my book aligns totally with you. because it's so
Absolutely.
wonderful.
My bro, thanks for coming. We're going to put Dave Vance right next.
Yay. So, Dave, I want to say how's it to you? I'm looking forward to doing the gigs with you in Cape Town.
Oh, yes.
In the book is a story about just what a great vocalist Dave Owens is. He's an international standard.
Yes, dude.
And there's even a story about the night that Lithium kicked Vonneboom's ass. So, there we go, Dave.
Dave Vance's latest release.
We had such a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for everybody. Oh, that was great, Dan.
So we're going to make like Steve and Vine. So I've just got to announce the last song, and it's an honor of mine. It's from Bok in die Berg, and it's a song called Lick My Love Pump. No, it's a song called Ale and Cry. It's a serious song. Pay attention. We love you all. We all love you, and we love you all.
Next week and tomorrow at Iron Crown.
And we'll see you tomorrow. The local people in Machubaskloof. We'll see you tomorrow at the Iron Crown.
Come early, because we're going to have a sound test at 6 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock we'll toss around, and then 8 o'clock yeah.
Okay, that will do.
Lekker, Bok in die Berg, hele graai.
Daar is eile